Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. We're 3 days out from the red-white spring game, and there's a lot of information that was released earlier today. Kickoff is slated for 11:05 with gates opening at 9:30. Roughly 54,000 tickets have been sold, but tickets are still available and can be purchased for $15 in the Huskers app or huskers.com. Tickets can be purchased from the ticket windows beginning at 8 a.m. on Saturday, but will be $25. For more information, visit huskers.com. In other Husker news, Calvin Mueller won his second Big Ten Men's Tennis Player of the Week award of the season. It was the third of his career. The junior from Germany was 5-0 against ranked Big Ten opponents this season. And some scores to get to for tonight. There are two more NBA playoff games. In just a few minutes, the Heat visit the Celtics. The Celtics lead that series 1-0. And later tonight at 8:30, the Thunder host the Pelicans. The Thunder lead that series 1-0 as well. These games can be seen on TNT. And finally, two MLB scores that are final. The Cardinals beat the Diamondbacks 5-1, and the Mets beat the Giants 8-2. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lifted to right, and drifting over near the line is Williams, and looking up, and it is gone. Wind blows it right out of here. It's a grand slam for Will Walsh. It's 5-0 Big Red.
To the wall, reaches back, but it's gone! A two-run home run for Ava Bradwell. A moonshot that just cleared the wall and left. And the Huskers take a 3-1 lead in the second.
The hitter now, the 1-0 pitch. Swings and lines one. Diving grab by Dylan Carey deep in the hole. Holy cow, what a play from DC.
The pitch from Chambers. Cope golfs one to center and deep. Going back Delgadillo, and it's gone! 3-run home run, Emerson Cope. Make it 5-2 Nebraska.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming up for you, an all-star lineup. We will hear from Chris Kabourek. He'll be live here in studio here coming up this hour. We're also going to hear from one of the best to ever do it in the Husker softball uniform. Number 12 set to be retired this weekend. Taylor Edwards going to join us here on the show. And then in hour number 2, Damon Benning going to join us live. And we'll also hear from wide receiver Alex Bullock. So ton going on here tonight, and should be a fun couple of hours. I did want to start the show off tonight by giving a big shout out to Emmett Johnson. And if you heard his press conference a couple days ago, or actually it was yesterday morning, my days are all jumbled up right now, but yesterday the running backs met with the media, E.J. Barthel, and Emmett had his press conference, and at the end of it, he was done taking questions, and he said, hey, I got one more thing to add. I heard the news about Greg, who's been doing radio here for a long time, and I just wanted him to know that I'm fighting with him and for him, and I'm praying for him, and I hope all of Husker Nation prays. Chatted with Jeremiah Searles yesterday. He said that just goes to show you how close-knit this community is, and how much Greg means to everybody here. So I had to at least...
Sorry, real quick. Your mic keeps cutting out.
Oh, my mic, okay.
I'm going to have you switch mics.
All right, sorry about that.
You're good.
Live radio, here we go. We good? All right. Apologize about that. So anyways, just wanted to give a huge shout out to Emmett Johnson here to start the show, and just the classy words that he said after his press conference last night, and saying that he's fighting for Greg and with Greg, and prayers to him. So huge fan of Emmett Johnson around here. All right, well, also yesterday about this time yesterday, almost 24 hours ago, Husker football picked up a commitment out of the transfer portal in Vince Genatone. He's out of North Platte, Nebraska, but has spent the last 2 seasons at Montana. He was in the 2022 signing class here out of Nebraska. He went to Montana, he redshirted his first year, and then played some on special teams, but didn't have, a huge role there at Montana. But I think he's your kind of guy that this coaching staff really likes. If you go back to what he did in high school, and he was a standout athlete in multiple sports, a 2-time state wrestling champion. And get this, he's in the track and field state finals in the 100-meter dash. He finished 3rd. Cole, you got any guesses on who he finished 3rd behind?
I do not. Who was it?
Two current Huskers. Malachi Coleman.
I think Camden might know.
Malachi Coleman and Jalen Lloyd. How about that? So he's fast, super athletic, and a hometown kid. So he announced last night, he posted on his social media, on his X account, committed with a picture, and he said, thank you for the opportunity. So there is an addition out of the transfer portal for Nebraska football. Might still hear a couple of those once spring ball closes, and if there's any additions from Nebraska into the portal, we haven't heard that very much really since Coach Roll and his staff has been here, but certainly could still be potential to happen. And then if they go target any other guys in the transfer portal too, but always great. And I know this coaching staff, that's a big priority for them is to target those in-state kids. So here is Nebraska kid coming home that once he went in the portal, it sounds like Nebraska really went really quickly to reach out and show their interest. So there is some news there for Nebraska football. Baseball last night, tough loss in the midweek. Another one in the midweek as they fall 9-4 to Kansas. Just got behind early after Kansas put up a 4 spot in the second, but and just could not get it going to get back into it. They got a couple of midweek games next week, big ones with Creighton at Creighton on Tuesday, and then against Kansas State here at home on Wednesday. Currently 23 in the RBI, so, but again, you have those 2 midweek games, and Iowa at home this weekend, just 2 home series left for Nebraska baseball. So, and they're right there in the hunt for the Big Ten title. So getting it done on the weekends, and I know it's disappointing for the weeknight, but I know a lot of people get upset about it, Cole, but for me, I still just am so excited about what they're doing on the weekends, and the fact that they're still absolutely right there in contention for a Big Ten title. To me, that is where I guess rest my laurels on.
We definitely are still in contention. I mean, I do feel like that the Big Ten is for both, baseball and softball. It's kind of wide open this year. So,
but it was also fireworks happening across the way at Bowlin Stadium as Nebraska softball had a doubleheader against Iowa, 2 walk-offs. 2 walk-off wins for the Huskers over Iowa. They've just done this. I asked Matt Smith, their sports information director, how many times have they come back from behind to win games. He said they've trailed 16 of their 27 wins. But, there's just something about once you do it once and then they've done it so many times now that they continue to believe that. I think there's just no doubt. And as we talked to Billy Andrews earlier, about a month ago, and she said there's just no doubt that as long as there's a pitch left, we still feel like it. And there were 2 outs, and it was Bella Bacon with a walk-off double in game 1 as it was scoreless in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Bella Bacon was the hero in that game. And then in game 2, it was Ava Breadwell. In the bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. They were trailing by 1. She hits a 2-run bomb. So 2 huge wins for Nebraska softball. So they got a big weekend coming up. This is quite the stretch here. They were at Michigan, then you had 2 at home versus Iowa, and then they've got Northwestern, who's leading the Big Ten, coming in this weekend. So big-time weekend coming up for Nebraska softball. And there's lots going on this weekend here in Lincoln, in addition to the spring game and baseball and softball. And one of the cool things that's happening around Nebraska softball this weekend is Taylor Edwards, one of the best ever do it, going to get her jersey retired. So we are going to talk to her next here on Sports Nightly. So we're going to get to our first break, so we have plenty of time for her, the president, and DB coming up. So keep it right here on Sports Nightly. Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting major Macy Byers with Campus News. Computer science student Luke Ferreter won a global competition for being the first to decode passages from an ancient scroll. Using advanced AI, Ferreter became the first in centuries to reveal words from a Greek scroll damaged in the eruption of Mount Vesuvius nearly 2,000 years ago. The Lincoln native earned a $700,000 cash prize and international recognition for his achievements.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Woodhouse Nissan is an easy choice when shopping for your next vehicle. Lease the 2024 Nissan Sentra SV with $0 down for just $297 a month, or purchase for $341 a month for 75 months through NMAC financing. This is Woodhouse Nissan. Lease for 36 months, 5,000 miles per year with approved credit, tax, title, license extra, first payment, and $299 doc fee due at signing. Discounted price based on a sale price of $22,009. $500 MY24 Sentra NMAC bonus cash rebate and $750 NMAC cash rebate available towards deal. VIN number RY275251. Offer expires April 30th, 2024. See dealer for details.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and we're talking before the break. Big weekend coming up for Nebraska softball as they host Northwestern here this weekend for a 3-game series. Northwestern on top of the Big Ten standings, so big opportunity coming up this weekend for Husker softball, and some special things going on surrounding the series. One of those being that Taylor Edwards is going to be back this weekend. They're going to retire her number 12 jersey, and just if you pull up the Husker softball record books, it's incredible. I mean, she's everywhere. She's in the single season, the game record books, the careers, and of course her home run record just broken earlier this season by Billy Andrews. But since I've been here, I've been told time and time again just how nice of a person she was. In fact, Maddie Burkhart, when she was on the other night, said she's probably the nicest teammate that she's ever played with. And certainly in my communication with her and setting up this interview, she no doubt was just very, very kind, but was incredible piece to the puzzle here in the history of Nebraska softball. So very deserving that she's going to be honored this weekend. I got a chance to chat with her about all of that and even her journey here to Lincoln. Well, jersey retired, number 12, going to be honored this weekend. Not a lot of people can say that they have that experience. What was that phone call like? Take us through the whole finding out that this is going to be happening for you.
So we actually flew down to Lincoln for the reunion of our 2013 World Series team. And so we flew in. Coach Ravel had asked us Tatum and I, if we wanted to throw out the first pitch before one of the games. And so during the first pitch, after it, they had like a little video presentation. And so we were on the pitcher's mound watching it, and then that's when they announced it. And so, of course, I started crying, started Tatum, and it was just such an awesome feeling and just like so unexpected. So I'm really, really excited and honored for it.
What's it like for you now coming back to Lincoln? Like, how excited do you get to come back and be able to get back around the facilities, the programs, all the people that are here?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I moved away from Nebraska, I believe it was like 2 years now. So I was pretty connected for a long time after I graduated, but now coming back and living in another state, it's just going to fill my heart a lot more, I feel like. And so I'm really excited to see the coaches again, give them a big old squeeze, hug them, and just connect with them and see the team and see the girls.
Well, some people might be listening in, might be very familiar with their story. Some people might not be. So take me back to the beginning, the recruiting process with you and Tatum, and coming from California, how you landed on Nebraska, how you felt like this would be a good spot for you.
So we knew at a very young age that we wanted to go to college together. So that was our set goal. And selfishly, we knew that our parents had to pay for 2 kids. So we were like, if we can go somewhere full ride scholarship so we can just try to give back to our parents, that's what we were going to do. So from the very beginning, Coach Ravel had actually wrote us individually handwritten letters. And at the time, that was like never heard of. And so it was really, really special that we got like a personalized letter from a Power 5 like top coach. And so that was how we got on board with Nebraska or even heard of them. And so throughout the recruiting process, Tatum and I would do like a pros and cons poster board list of the schools that were interested in us and that we were interested in as well. And it came down to Nebraska and Washington at the very end. And I believe our connection with the whole coaching staff is what led us to choose Nebraska. So
that's awesome. What was it like for you two growing up being pitcher catcher? How did she end up the pitcher? How did you end up the catcher?
I believe it started with Tatum pitching. And so when she went to her pitching lessons, somebody needed to catch her. So they were just like, okay, like we're just going to throw you in there. But then it kind of worked out because my dad used to catch when he used to play. And so it was just this whole cute little thing. And then I fell in love with it and I'm still doing it.
That's awesome. So when you guys got here, immediately made an impact, you know, how do you reflect upon even just like being able to get here and settle in and be able to get right to being able to contribute to this program?
It was definitely good having weekly conversations with the coaching staff. Tatum would have them with Coach Sipple, who is pitching coach. I would have them with Coach Miller and Coach Ravel, and Tatum would have them with Coach Ravel as well. But getting to know the coaching staff and just what their mindset was and what they were expecting of us. And I mean, honestly, we didn't talk too much about on-field stuff. It was more so when we connected with them, you know, how are you doing? What are you doing in school? What are your interests? All of that. But diving into, okay, what can you bring to the team? What are we looking for? And how can we take care of you and help you? Because you guys are coming from California, so you're not going to have any family. So being able to, you know, connect with us on a very personable level definitely helped us like hit the ground running and be, you know, less homesick, and just dive right into the team and put our working hats on and just go to work and help this program.
So it's one thing to commit and feel like, okay, I might be making the right choice. At what point did you think, okay, I made the right choice. I'm so glad that I chose Nebraska. When did it sink in that this is where I was supposed to be?
Yeah. I feel like throughout my college career, there were just like little bits of situations or moments that happen and just feelings. But I don't think it truly set in until I graduated and I believe I was like a volunteer or just finishing my undergrad, my 5th year. And so there were just like moments I would just, you know, drive up to the clubhouse, be walking up, and I'm like, man, this place has just made me who I am. And being able to just be 100% authentic myself from the first day I set foot as a freshman, as like an 18, 19-year-old, to now still being there and giving back to the next, you know, generation of kids. I think that's when it was like full circle, like, wow, this was definitely the right decision for me. And I'm just so glad that I was able to find the place for me to become who I am.
If you pull up the Nebraska softball record books, I mean, your name is all over it. I mean, in so many statistics, whether it be single games, single season, and the career record books. One of those records just got overtaken, the home run record by Billy Andrews. You know, I know you're so supportive of this program, and Billy's a local Nebraska kid and actually, you know, looked up to you and was really honored that she could surpass you. But what was it like for you to see her kind of work through that and end up taking over your record?
It's been such like an honor to see it just get passed down, because I knew Allie Viola when I was in college. We had a great connection. We would have like family dinners, which she would come and watch the games. And then now I actually work with her in Ohio. So having us be close and then still being able to connect with Billy and watch her. And I was there when she was playing. And so it's like just a cool little connection, like passing down generations and through humans. And so I'm just so proud of her, and I hope she continues to just, you know, surpass that as much as she can to set it for the next generation or the next kid that's going to pass it.
You still have your name at the top of a couple of different records, but one of those, the consecutive games with the home run and then the grand slams in a game, that was an NCAA record as well, but you hit 2 in a game in 2013. Take me to that game and what it was like to hit 2 grand slams in a game.
I think if my memory is correct, we were playing at New Mexico State, and I just remember it was just like an unreal day of just seeing the ball and just like swinging, trusting, what I saw with my eyes and then letting my back connect with it. I don't remember it being hard, and I hate to say that, and because those moments, they don't come very often. So enjoying that moment when it came, I just felt like on cloud nine. It was just so fun.
For an elite hitter like that, a lot of times you want to just swing for the fences every time, but you also are among the record holders for career walks, also hit by pitches. So take me through that evolution too of how you worked at the plate to be able to realize, okay, however I can contribute, I don't always have to hit a bomb every time I'm up at the plate.
Yeah, and I pride myself from my dad always teaching us the mental game of just always being a hard out, having a productive out, and just passing your bat from the teammate before you and the teammate after you. How can you, make the name on your chest and the jersey that you're wearing? How can you make them proud and push the W on the scorecard for the team on your chest? So anything that I can do, even if that's, going 0-2 on the first 2 pitches and watching them go right down the middle to then fouling off 3 to 5 pitches and putting more taxing pressure on that pitcher to then maybe I strike out. That's okay. But I'm putting at least pressure on her and taxing her for the next person behind me to hopefully continue to tax her, and just thinking of it as, those little things to make the team succeed and get a walk or get a hit by pitch, and just being a threat and always, putting pressure on the opposing team to help our team, move forward and hopefully win.
I love that. Good perspective for young hitters as well. So 2013, you guys go on a magical run to the Women's College World Series, and, gotten to know Maddie Fowler-Burkhart really well, and she is joking how, no one expected you guys to be there. There was no Nebraska signage or anything up when you guys got to Oklahoma City. But take me back through that run in the postseason and punching the ticket back to the Women's College World Series. How special was that for you to get to be a part of that?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was just so gritty. Everybody, put their heads down and just worked together. I remember that year, Tatum was still battling through the yips, and so it was like a team cohesive, mindset of like, okay, every inning, if Tatum is starting and she's pitching, we're probably going to have a runner at first base or first and second. Like, we don't know. But we're always just going to be like, you know what? It's okay. This is the situation. How can we make it better? How can we put ourselves in a good situation to be able to succeed and just roll a double play or get the lead out? And so having the simple mindset of whatever the situation is, we can always find a positive and move forward and get better, or be a threat in the box, even if we're down by 6 runs in, the bottom of the 7th, or we're in a mercy situation, we need 1 run. So it's just, how can we chip away? I feel like our team that year, we had a great mentality of that, and just being just little gnats and clawing and doing anything until the very last out, from the very beginning to the very last out. But yes, I will say the NCAA didn't have any Nebraska gear. It's kind of full circle because my partner now, she played at at Oregon. And so we actually went back to Oregon this past fall, and that was the first time I'd been back. So and they have their new Jane Sanders Stadium, but I was like, I remember when this was the older stadium, and we came in here and nobody thought we could do it, and we beat them in Supers going to the World Series. So I was like, that was kind of a little pride moment. I was like, I got to geek out over.
You were the first All-American catcher for Nebraska, All-American. I mean, just again, the accolades are long and lengthy. But how did you develop into being that elite catcher? What went into that? What was that process like for you to be able to do all the things that you did while you were here in the Nebraska uniform?
Honestly, I always tell Tatum that it was kind of her and how she started with the yips in high school. I feel like she definitely developed and made my blocking skills a priority, and communication skills. It helped me, get out of my own head and see catching in a different perspective, and how I could kind of just have raw, authentic communication with a pitcher and keeping information and not getting emotional about it, or taking my at-bats and taking them personal if I didn't succeed, and taking that onto the field and then getting snippy or frustrated with the pitcher because they weren't throwing strikes or they weren't having, competitive pitches. So I feel like that definitely helped me in high school, and then going into college, I know Coach Miller helped me a lot with just having the ability to know my body as it continues to grow and fluctuate, and being proud of that, and how can I make movements efficient for me, and just always communicating and being loud, because I'm very soft-spoken, I'm very nice, I think. So on the field, I had to really tap into, a little bit more aggressive or a little bit stronger mentality to be louder on the field, be communicative, and just lead behind the plate.
Oh, such a fun conversation. Really enjoyed chatting with Taylor Edwards. You can listen to that full conversation out now on our podcast platforms, and our YouTube channel as a part of our Husker Women's Wednesday podcast, which is powered by Emeritus. And mention again, big series coming up this weekend, Huskers.com/tickets. You want to be out there to help honor and celebrate Taylor Edwards, but also be there to help cheer on Nebraska softballs. We got a big one coming up with Northwestern, with the first game 5:30 on Friday. We've got to step aside for a break here on Sports Nightly. Coming up next, the president, Chris Kabourek, will be joining us here live in studio. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Woodhouse has been delivering you confidence in car buying since 1975. And now we're giving you the convenience of doing it 100% online with Buy Now. Anytime, from anywhere, you can compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected, pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are available to purchase completely online. Shop smarter with personalized, estimated payments on all the inventory. Apply for financing and schedule your driveway delivery all online. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
Husker fans, it's baseball season, and your Nebraska baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single game tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets today and help the Huskers show everyone in the country why there is no place like Nebraska. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Not much can be counted on these days, especially getting timely rains. However, having a T&L irrigation system gives you water on demand. This is an insurance policy you pay for once and cash in time and time again. Perfect for all irrigators, T&L irrigation systems don't require complicated, expensive, and dangerous high-voltage electricity. They're driven continuously forward by hydrostatic drives. Take some uncertainty out of farming with an intuitive hydrostatic-powered T&L system. Visit TLIRR.com to learn more. T&L, like no other.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
If problem gambling is burning up your money, there is a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. There's no judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, excited to be joined live in the studio with President Chris Kabourek here. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Jessica. Always great to be with you.
It's an exciting week. It's finally spring game week, and lots of hype. I think over 54,000 tickets have been sold, so it should be a rockin' stadium. But what are you most excited to see from this football team and Coach Roll and his staff coming up on Saturday?
Well, first of all, I mean, spring, so we're finally kind of set for really good weather going forward here. But I first should thank Husker Nation for I was talking to Troy Dannon the other day about spring games at other places he'd been to, Washington, Tulane, and he'd never heard of 50,000 people showing up for a spring game. So, thank you to Husker Nation, incredible fan. We talked a lot. I'm a native Nebraska Husker, bleed Husker red, and I'm just like everybody else. I'm just excited to see the progress of the team. I mean, I was thinking about this. You always kind of expect a little bit of a jump from year one to year two. I mean, most of our coaches probably didn't even know where the bathrooms were when they were here last year. They've only been here for a few months. So, I had the opportunity to watch a few practices. I've been really pleased with what I saw, and I'm just like everybody else. I want to see what the defense looks like coming back, and obviously everybody wants to see what those young quarterbacks can sling the ball around. So I'm just really excited to go see what they do on Saturday.
Well, a couple of our analysts, well, all of them that we have here, if you ask them, like for Jeremiah Searles, their eyes go to the offensive line. Damon Benning, it's the running back. So what position group do you, when you go out to practice or when you're watching games, what do you hone in on?
I've always been kind of a defense guy, so I like watching the defense. And I'm a trench guy. I like to watch the defensive line and the offensive line to see what we do there. But I'm not naive. I know there's going to be a lot of eyes on the quarterbacks, and so obviously I've been paying a little bit of attention to what they've been doing. And but I'm really excited about, from what I've seen so far this spring, Coach Rule and his staff are doing an amazing job, and I'm really excited about the progress that they're making.
From what I understand, you are going to have some special guests with you here on Saturday. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think we've talked several times about, our desire to be more competitive in terms of our scholarships and recruiting five-star academic kids, just like we recruit five-star athletes. So just like I know our coaching, particularly Coach Rule, but other coaches use the spring game or football games as a platform to bring in recruits. we're going to be hosting a whole set of what I call our 5-star academic students to be on campus, joining us at spring game, get a little flavor of what being a UNL student Husker might feel like. So we will have on hand a number of our presidential scholarships. So these are the kids with perfect 36 ACTs, but also some additional kids that are just really high level talent in Nebraska, including a young woman I met who's switched her commitment from Tulane to UNL. She wants to be a Navy ROTC student, and a young woman who was planning to go to Florida right here from Lincoln, who's now going to be UNL and wants to do, someday be a medical doctor. So just really excited to be with those young people. They're really smart. Someday we're all going to be working for them. So can't wait to host them on Saturday as well.
That's, I think, that has been cool since you've been coming in and talking about some of that. Is they're not just great students, some of the backstories from some of these really outstanding Nebraska kids. Was this what you envisioned when you first had the idea of this program?
I mean, I think a little bit. I mean, I think our goal, if we could just get one kid to kind of, and it doesn't have to be a perfect 36, any kid. I've kind of told my story, growing up in David City, being a first-generation kid, and now having the opportunity to be the president of the university. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And if we could just inspire one listener out there to pursue their dreams, and so, but definitely we wanted to use this as a platform, not only to go compete for the best and the brightest in terms of our scholarship, but send a message to all young people out there, particularly Nebraska kids, that, hey, we want you here. We think we have a tremendous university that will allow you to pursue your dreams, and so far the response has been really positive.
Oh, very cool. Well, the Board of Regents met a few days ago, and there were some big Husker-related items that were on the agenda. Let's start with the naming of the Go Big project right out here to our left. It's going to be named after the legendary Tom Osborne. Take us through that decision process. Probably a no-brainer, right?
Well, I mean, selfishly, as a Nebraska kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, Tom Osborne was more than legendary in my mind, and so so being able to, I've had the opportunity to meet Coach Osborne a few times here during the presidency, and what an amazing man, and what better way to name this incredible facility. I mean, Coach Osborne was always about, doing things the right way, winning, and being the best in the country in everything we do. And hopefully Husker fans will get a chance to come see the facility. It won't be quite done for Saturday, but sometime then. And when they see it, they're going to see this facility. I've talked to a lot of people, and so far nobody's told me that they've seen a facility quite like this across the country. So, what better person to name it after than Coach Osborne?
A lot of the NFL guys are coming back saying it's better than most of the facilities in the NFL as well. So it's outstanding.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Rule a little bit. I think he got some feedback from the NFL. Like if you're a football player and you want to develop, and once we get them here, like this should be a no-brainer. There should be no other place in the country that they want to come, and not only for their academic, but to develop themselves as a person and get prepared for the NFL career. So we're really excited about the facility.
Well, the Regents also approved alcohol sales at Husker baseball and softball games, and it made a lot of headlines, and certainly it was all over my social media over the weekend. But can you take us through that process and how you and Troy were able to come up with a solution and a plan that really seems like it's a win-win for everybody? And, it was a question that we got a lot before it all came to fruition from fans. It seems like people were really excited that it came to fruition last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously we never bring forward an alcohol item to the Board of Regents without a lot of thought and discussions that go behind that. But I first want to thank all of our Husker fans for giving that input and supporting softball and baseball. Again, just like football and volleyball and men's and women's basketball, we just have tremendous support there, and it's been an amenity that a lot of fans have asked for. And second, I just really want to thank the NEPCO team, particularly Jim and Jack Abel, for their partnership on this. And it really came together. We just sat down and we talked about what is the end goal here? The end goal is to help the softball team win, the baseball team win, and the Salt Dogs win. And we can do that by enhancing our facilities. Now, I love Haymarket Park. I was still here. I remember when it was first built. But I'm feeling a little old. That was over 20 years ago. And so there are definitely a list of improvements or enhancements we need to make that facility. And, what better way, if we have a kind of a new revenue stream here in terms of potential alcohol sales, why not just put that all back into the stadium? It enhances, hopefully, the fan experience. It helps the softball team, it helps the baseball team, and it helps the Salt Dogs. So once we kind of got that on the table, it was a pretty easy decision, and really appreciate the Board of Regents for their thoughtfulness and support. And last thing, I really want to thank our events management staff and our teams. I think we've proven over and over again that we can do this responsibly. It started with Big Ten wrestling, men's and women's basketball, volleyball day in Nebraska. We served alcohol all of those events with very, very minimal problem, and that's gratitude to our teams for being really thoughtful on how we do this and responsible. So, like you said, I think it's a win-win for all.
Well, we are hitting the home stretch of the spring semester. What's on your plate over the next couple weeks?
Well, we're coming down to the end of the semester, so only a few weeks left, which is exciting. But also, I know our students, our faculty are getting a little tired, and as they get ready for finals weeks and final projects on that. So, but anybody in the university, whether you're a staff member or a faculty member, one of the really highlights for us is graduation day. So we are really looking forward to seeing our graduates walk off with their diplomas. And what's really special here about at Lincoln, University of Nebraska-Lincoln, is we get to do that in the stadium. So really looking forward to seeing those students and their families celebrate that great achievement in the stadium here in a few weeks. Cross our fingers. Hopefully the weather will cooperate with us and be a real nice day. So we're gonna finish this semester strong and really looking forward to that day.
Looking forward to it as well. Again, appreciate your time. Great stuff as always. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Jessica, for all you do.
And that is President Chris Kabourek joining us live here in studio. Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. We're back with our final segment here of hour number 1 coming up right after this.
Shop smarter online for your next vehicle with Buy Now from Woodhouse. Car buying 100% online from your local trusted auto partner. Easily compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected cars, trucks, and SUVs features, capabilities, and payments. Conveniently apply for financing and complete your paperwork for purchase 100% online, anytime from anywhere. Plus, we'll deliver it to your driveway. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting Major Connor Clark with Campus News. UNL's Center for Transformative Teaching works with educators across all majors on new teaching strategies for a new generation of students. The Center for Transformative Teaching helps instructors grapple with AI in the classroom, use data modeling to enhance student learning, earn grants for exploring new teaching methods, and provides crucial insights that power academic success.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final segment here of hour number one of Sports Nightly. Appreciate Chris Kabourek stopping by. Always enjoy hearing his take on everything and getting all the news about what's going on regarding Husker athletics and everything that he's working on. But big news today, Cole. I don't know if you saw this and heard this, but Reggie Bush got his Heisman back. How do you feel about that?
I did hear it was reinstated. I'm confused on the story of how it had to do with the Johnny Manziel interview or something like that, right?
Well, it was a lot of just the college landscape has changed.
Right.
And so when USC got hit with all those sanctions, it was a part of him having to forfeit it. And so they gave it back to him today, had a little bit of a ceremony. The Heisman Trust posted a video and said, welcome back. And we're excited to welcome back. So reinstating the Heisman, the 2005 Heisman Trophy winner. And Eric Crouch was actually there in attendance. He posted on his social media, I'm very happy to be here with Reggie Bush today as his Heisman is handed back. Congrats. We talked about running option together, LOL, hashtag Heisman duo. So there was a group of former Heismans that were there as he got that trophy back, and another trophy will be sent to USC. I did notice they quickly hopped on the graphic to say that they were back at the top of the most Heisman wins. So using that as a recruiting tools. But, well-deserved. I thought just so much has changed since why they took it away, why they said they took it away to where it is now. And he had earned it. He had an incredible season that year, and so was deserving. But one of the big news that was blowing up my social media here today. All right, Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We got big hour number 2 coming up for you. Damon Benning will be joining us live. Cole, or should I say Colio, how excited are you to talk to DB?
For the next hour of Sports Nightly, I'll be referred to as Colio and only Colio.
I think it's caught on a little bit. Somebody
I think so
texted me
too.
the other day and asked me how Colio was.
I'm excited to hear from DB.
Maybe we should name it like Colio's Joke of the Week.
Well, let's not get carried away, but yeah.
Well, as always, if you want to be a part of the show, I do think there's a couple people that maybe wanted to call in and chat with DB, so we can do that. We'll open up the phone lines for you. Shoot it a text if you want me to ask it to DB. 402-413-2400 is that number to call or text. All right, hour number 2 straight ahead. Coming up, we'll hear from Alex Bullock and Damon Benning joining us live here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside-Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers! Huskers.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sap Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sap Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sap Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. We're 3 days out from the red-white spring game, and there's a lot of information that was released earlier today. Kickoff is slated for 11:05, with gates opening at 9:30. Roughly 54,000 tickets have been sold, but tickets are still available and can be purchased for $15 in the Huskers app or Huskers.com. Tickets can be purchased from the ticket windows beginning at 8 a.m. on Saturday, but will increase to $25. For much more information, visit Huskers.com. Nebraska women's golfer Kelly Ann Strand claimed an individual berth for the 2024 NCAA Women's Golf Regional Championships today. She carries a school record 71.17 stroke average through 29 rounds this season. Strand also owns 8 top 25 finishes on the season, including 4 top 10 showings. There are 2 more NBA playoff games tonight. Currently, the Heat lead the Celtics 45-44 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. The Celtics lead that series 1-0. And later tonight at 8:30, the Thunder host the Pelicans. The Thunder lead the series 1-0 as well. These games can be watched on TNT. Finally, a couple of MLB scores that are final. The Cardinals beat the Diamondbacks 5-1. The Mets defeated the Giants 8-2, and the Orioles beat the Angels 6-5. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lifted to right, and drifting over near the line is Williams, and looking up, and it is gone! Wind blows it right out of here. It's a grand slam for Will Walsh. It's 5-0 Big Red.
To the wall, reaches back, but it's gone! A 2-run home run for Ava Bradwell. A moonshot that just cleared the wall and left. And the Huskers take a 3-1 lead in the second.
The hitter now, the 1-0 pitch. Swings and lines one. Diving grab by Dylan Carey deep in the hole. Holy cow, what a play from DC.
The pitch from Chambers. Cope golfs one to center and deep. Going back Delgadillo, and it's gone! 3-run home run, Emerson Cope. Make it 5-2 Nebraska.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. We are counting down the days. Just, 3 days till the annual red-white spring game. And Damon Benning will once again be on the call with us for the pregame show and the game broadcast. And he is joining us live via our Airlink. Damon, you hear me? You're good? You're on time? I'm impressed.
Listen, I'm all grown up, man. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, can you see my shirt? It's time to thunder up.
Well, I hope so. I just want to see competitive series. So,
are you a Clippers fan?
Denver to just walk away with it, or I'm kind of over Minnesota. So I'm looking for as much competition in the Western Conference as possible.
Aren't you a Clippers fan?
No, Lakers.
Lakers.
Wrong. We're not the tenants in common. Not the other team. I like the good team in LA.
Well, I knew you were a Kobe guy, and so is Caleb. Yeah. But I for some reason I thought you had moved over to the Clippers at some point, but
that will never happen. Never happen.
Well, spring game coming up. You ready? It feels like it's finally time, right? We've been talking practice long enough. It's time to get out there and play a game.
It's interesting. Doesn't it seem like it's kind of dragged a little bit? I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been there so much just with, registration and classes and the business stuff. It just seems like this is dragged on. I know those guys are ready to play. That's for sure.
You've been out to several practices. How has it seemed different? Has it seemed different to you this spring compared to last spring?
Well, it's a lot quicker, right? I think guys know kind of where they're going. I did a tentative head count the other day, and I think, 35-40% of those guys, this is only their second spring practice with Coach Rule, and that's just not very long, but it's a lot better than it was a year ago where they were still learning procedure and protocol. So it moves at it moves at a very quick, like, tempo, and I think they know a lot of what they're doing. Like, that's the thing that I think the most is a lot better pace and tempo.
So the practices that you've been, give me an offensive player and a defensive player who's really popped to you.
So offensively, for sure, Nair. I think that's kind of an easy one. I think I liked him the very first practice down there. But I'll give you one that's intriguing because I'll be curious to see how it manifests itself in, with 62,000 and a scrimmage. I like Ives quite a bit at running back. Shows good bursts, got a little wiggle. Not sure on his real size, but he's a guy that has flashed and kind of popped up with some runs. Defensively, I always kind of like to go off the beaten path just to give some insight. I think we may be pleasantly surprised with a guy like Ramir Stewart, right? With Deshaun Singleton and Buford kind of in and out, and Singleton obviously not going through any practices at all, and Gifford kind of the old man of the bunch, not getting a ton of reps all the time. Ramir Stewart is a guy that's kind of come from off the radar a little bit for me in the secondary. I think he gets downhill, he tackles really well. He seems a lot more fit. Like he's lost some pounds a little bit. He's moving around well. Ramir Stewart has been a pleasant surprise for me this spring.
Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. So, DB, I've been telling you, we had a couple requests to have you on live because had a couple guys that wanted to call in. Shane is on the line, so we're going to see if this works, if you can hear him. But he is calling in on our Woodhouse Auto Family hotline. Shane, you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
All right, well, hey, we made it happen for you. DB's live. What do you got for us?
Hey, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and my friends call me Dr. J. Anyway, hi, Jessica and Damon.
How are you?
That was for the guys in the chat room. Anyway, I was in school at the same time as you, DB, but we never met. I was in dental school and helped take molds and make custom mouth guards on a lot of the football team, like Brooke Beringer, Monte Cristo, who's also from Kearney.
Yeah.
And I know his family. Anyway, but my question for you, DB, is my wife and I are foodies. And we have our favorite restaurants when we come to Omaha, like B. Mertz, Herb Sant.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just late to the game, but DB, are you a foodie? Because I'm watching the Food Network, and a random diners, drive-ins, and dives is on. And it's season 45, episode 51, if anyone cares. And there's Damon and Michael Severe eating at Block 16 in the Old Market.
Yeah.
But neither one of you guys gets an intro on the show. You guys were kind of like random people. I guess I want to know how that happened. What were you eating? What was Guy Fieri like? And did you get it right in his car?
Yeah, so it was interesting. I've supported Block 16 for a long time. It's one of the better restaurants in the state and certainly the city. And, they kind of kept us going during COVID because we are foodies as a family. And they did a really good job with their to-goes. And Paul and Jessica, the owners, just became, they just really took good care of us. They would let us know when they had like family meal plans and take and bakes. And, because I'm jonesing pretty bad, and my wife's got really good taste in food. And so they took care of us quite a bit. And we just got to, this is a business I support. I always retweet their stuff on social media. And so they called and said, hey, kind of keep this under your vest a little bit, but, diners, drive-ins and dives is coming. We'd love to have you. So, I had to sign a non-disclosure and all that stuff. And we had the PFC chicken and I had the gochujang burger that we tried, but it was really regimented. Like they only let a few people in at a time. It was It's not they pull it off from a television standpoint, and they make it look amazing. Inside, real time, you're like nervous as all get out because you don't want to be the guys to blow it. But he kept the car covered. It was in downtown Omaha, so he put a cover over it because he doesn't really like people messing with the car too much. And he has handlers that like move and take care of the vehicle. But I'm a total foodie. There aren't very many places in Omaha that we haven't been. I don't spend my money a whole lot on clothes and cars, but man, will we go out to eat in a heartbeat.
I had no idea where he was going to go with that call, so that is awesome.
Just diversify, just try to be versatile.
You should put that on your X bio, Damon, that you're on Diamonds, Diners, and Drives. What is it?
Well, how long does it take to pick a place to eat when we're out of town? Like, it's a big deal. It can take me a while.
It's kind of a process. Shane, thanks so much for calling.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, that's cool. We did have a couple of text messages for you. Mike wants to know, what are your thoughts on Nebraska maybe trying to pick up Dylan Edwards? Do we have enough depth there at running back?
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. I know there was a pre-existing relationship, and I don't have enough information to make a good rumor. I know that there has been mutual interest in the past. I think Nebraska likes their running back room. Is Dylan Edwards the type of runner that would change the dynamics of the situation currently? Like, if you go get a running back in the portal, you want him to be vastly different than some of the body types and styles that you have now. And I'm not so sure. I get it. He's a lot more powerful than people give him credit for, but he's kind of a little scat back. They have a couple of those guys on the roster. You don't typically turn down a running back the caliber of Dylan Edwards. But with Nebraska's roster space, I just don't know if they make a move. It just seems like K-State was always the other school that was kind of, lurking in the shadows. But, if Nebraska doesn't like what they see in the next couple of weeks and they can't get guys healthy, because that room has been pretty banged up, they may make a move. But I don't think running back would be the first place that they would utilize for the portal.
What would be the first place?
I could maybe see you might get a veteran backup quarterback, especially if Harburg doesn't win the job and you utilize him other places in that offense, because you always want to have three capable quarterbacks. Nebraska went through it last year. They're not the only school. I could maybe – this is going to sound funny, but I could maybe see another DB. Like an impact corner, a corner with some size. Maybe they've got a lot of guys back there to play the cornerback spot, but maybe a bigger, rangy guy that's a little more ready to play. But I'm not sure how much Nebraska will portal or not. They're going to have some numbers issues that they've got to take care of by the time fall camp rolls around.
All right, here's another one for you. Hey, DB, what's this current skinny on the tight ends and the set of fleet-footed receivers coming into the show this coming Saturday? Thanks, Roger. #GoBigRed always.
I like the tight end room. They're kind of the quiet workers, and I get it. Fedoni's a big personality, and he's pretty brash, but I like the way that he works. Luke Lindemeyer has come a long way. Really done a good job developing as an inline blocker and putting him on the move. I'm a huge Borkature fan, and I think he's going to be steady Eddie. But the cool thing about the tight end rooms is with Sat there, Jessica, and he's their offensive guy. He sees those guys every day, so he can design, draw, scheme with those guys in the concept, the route concepts of that offense, because he sees them every day, and he's getting a different vantage point. He's going to trust those guys. He's bringing them along himself. And I tell you, there's nothing like a young quarterback's best friend is an intermediate passing game and some good quality tight ends. So I like the depth in the tight end room. Even though it's not flashy, I do think it's pretty steady, and they've got a lot of quality players. The other thing with the wide receivers is there's several, right? I obviously like Nair quite a bit. Banks gets a lot of the headlines. Jalen Lloyd has had a sensational second-year spring season. I really like Ja'Cory Barney. And I'll give you a sneaky one. You know him because he's played before, but have you seen Bonner's body type lately? He's back down into that wide receiver looking body. He couldn't maintain at 225. He's probably back down to around 210. He's been very, very consistent. And they can use him a multitude of ways. You can use him in the run game. You can motion him. You can look like you're in 11 personnel, and then all of a sudden he can play a little inline tight end, and you can give a 12 personnel look. I like him quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm fascinated by, too, because they loved him last year, but just didn't quite fit. So to see – but it seems like he's been a guy that they've targeted quite a bit throughout spring.
He's had a really productive spring. He's a legitimate tough guy. He knows what he's doing, and I think they like him quite a bit. But if you're looking for the young guys to maybe make a splash, I would – and I'm not counting second-year guys like Coleman, who's been a little bit banged up with the shoulder, and Lloyd. I would go with Ja'Cory Barney, who's had a fantastic, a really good spring so far.
Demetrius Bell's another name we've heard a lot too.
He is. He's really fleet of foot. He's got great in and out of his breaks and route running. He's kind of been babying a little bit of a not baby like it's his temperament, but he's had to nurse a little bit of a little soft tissue stuff with his hamstring, and so he's been in a green jersey a little bit, but you look at him in and out of breaks and kind of his route running. He's a guy that you can get excited about.
All right, Brett in Columbus, are you expecting any Husker players to be drafted this weekend?
Gosh, I hope so. You know, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around Quentin Newsome not getting a combine invite. He's a guy that I felt like is kind of a Sunday talent and a really good potential. But you know, the draft is fickle. And it's all about teams' needs. And, you know, the good thing now is guys on the back end of the draft and the back half of the draft really stand a chance to make rosters now, along with free agents, because depth is at such a premium in the NFL. So, you know, it's probably not going to be a Thursday, Friday, but, you know, Saturday I'm hoping to hear some Husker names called.
All right, one final text to read for you. What are your thoughts on the visitors coming in on Saturday? A couple big names coming in this weekend.
Tell you what, it is. It's pretty cool. You know, recruiting has come a long ways in terms of. Remember, it used to be, well, not enough guys are coming in season. We got to get them to the game day experience, and now you got OVs in June. You've got guys taking visits in April. People are using the camp circuit as kind of a visit time in the spring, early summer period. This is a really, really quality weekend for Nebraska. Remember, they're fresh off of just getting guys like Merritt and Lang on campus during the spring. So when you're getting guys of that caliber, you're doing good work. They're going to get all the in-state guys back, I think, that are committed in 2025. Christian Jones, a guy that's near and dear to my heart, will be back in town. Got 5 stars visit. You know Coach Rule now, Jess. He just leaves no stone unturned. And that recruiting department, they work their tails off. And I think this is going to be a really good weekend. You'll get 63,000. It's going to be great weather. And I think it's going to look a lot like real football. So I'm pretty excited about the visitor list.
All right, we got much more coming up. We're going to talk a lot more in our pregame show starting at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. in the studio, Damon, not the booth. You'll be in the studio, football time.
I made that mistake. Wasn't that something? And that was like day one, right? And now that you know me, it's like, yeah, I could see him doing that.
Now we have to make sure that we confirm that Damon knows where he's supposed to be over and over again. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on this, too, because I think you'll have a good perspective on this. So the Night at the Lead is coming up this Sunday, and I was on one of the committees that talked about the athletes of the year, the freshmen of the year, and it was pretty interesting, the conversation with the female athlete of the year. And they posted the finalists: Merritt Beeson from volleyball, Eleanor Dale from soccer, Axelina Johansson and Rima Otabor, both from track and field, the national title winners. Who would you give your vote to?
So I like Dale quite a bit.
Yeah.
She was a phenom. It's good to see Coach Walker's program flourishing with soccer. That would, at first blush, that would probably be my pick. She was sensational amongst not only the conference best, but in the country as well. But gosh, it's hard to overlook Beeson and her impact, especially just getting started on this level. But I probably would go with Dale.
Okay, and then the other one I was going to ask you about, the male freshman of the year. Your boy Jalen Lloyd is one of those guys, a two-sport guy, but Garrett Kalin and Dash Sherman from track and field. But another guy you're really high on, Antrell Taylor. Who would you give the nod to in that category?
Ooh.
Because you got two of your guys in that category.
Wow, that, you know what? That is brutal. Because Taylor and Lloyd are obviously 1 and 1A, and I think it's from how far they came versus the expectation level. I think everybody knew Antrell was a super talent. I don't know if they thought he would get it this quick. Then he had the good run in the Big Ten and Nationals. Oh, boy. And Jalen's like family. Boy, that's tough. I may have to go with Taylor by just a smidge, but I wouldn't die on that hill. That's highly, highly competitive.
And then they haven't announced the male athlete of the year finalists yet, but the female freshman athlete of the year, Harper Murray, Natalie Potts, Bergen Riley, and Berlin Schultz. But so to me, this one was the easiest one. I thought I'll get your take first.
I got to go with Harper Murray. And she was sensational. Huge first year. And volleyball was so dominant for so long, for 95% of that year. I'll go Team Harper on that one.
See, I go Bergen Riley because I heard so many times listening to Lauren Cook, Wes, and the things I've learned about volleyball is that setter position is so important.
I get it.
And I think they had enough talent. Harper was absolutely a critical piece to it, but I think they had enough talent they probably could get there without Harper. I'm not sure they'd do it without Bergen.
No, listen. That's a legitimate point, and that outside of needing another hitter, that position was critical, and it was a huge question mark going in. I wouldn't be mad at you over that pick too. Matter of fact, if we talked about it another 3 minutes, I'd probably agree with you.
That's, again, the nominees for those awards coming up. Night at the Lead coming up on Sunday. Damon follows all the sports, so I wanted to pick his brain about that. All right, well, get rested up. Get ready to go. We got a fun day ahead on Saturday. You got any nominees for who I need to make sure I interview on the sideline on Saturday?
There's such good, for sure, Emmett. Like, I'm a huge EJ fan.
We all are.
Too. He's a super person. He's had a very interesting spring. Coach Rule has done and that offensive staff have talked about him quite a bit. I think Buford's a guy you've got to get. Huge personality. Tommy Hill for sure. T Hill had a pick the other day in practice, and he had just broken up a play the previous play before. He picked it, stepped out of bounds. He rolled the ball on the ground back to the offense and told him to knock off the funny stuff. He didn't quite say it that way, but I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, you guys are just going to really let this guy set the tone like that. But it's pretty cool to see him come full circle and embrace the culture and become a leader. You for sure got to get T. Hill. You got the high chews ready? I do. I have a surprise flavor pack too. I had to keep Zoe out of the other bag, but the good surprise flavor bag you're gonna like. All right, Coolio's looking forward to having you back here, and again in the studio. Paradise, baby. We'll be in the studio here 9 a.m. starting 9 a.m. with the pregame show. We are going to stream it live on our YouTube channel, so you guys can check it out there. But we'll look forward to seeing you here for the annual spring game coming up on Saturday. Damon, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We're back with more coming up after this.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Other irrigation companies are finally discovering what T&L Irrigation is known for decades. Continuous movement is the best way to irrigate. While they'll have you pay for complicated upgrades to get steady, even water application with their high-voltage electric systems, all T&L Irrigation pivots and linears are propelled safely and smoothly by powerful hydrostatic drive. Continuous movement isn't new, it's the T&L standard. Don't get talked into a reinvented wheel. Pick the proven original. Call your T&L Irrigation dealer today or visit TLIRR.com. T&L, like no other.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Husker fans, it's baseball season, and your Nebraska baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single game tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets today and help the Huskers show everyone in the country why there is no place like Nebraska. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Not All Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Not All Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Not All Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Woodhouse Buick is bringing you more. With every new Buick purchase from Woodhouse, we're including 3 years of scheduled maintenance. Plus, with our current lease offers going on now, you'll save even more. Lease a 2024 Buick Encore GX for $397 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, $0 due at signing. With approved credit, must finance with GM Financial. Must currently lease a 2019 or newer GM vehicle to qualify. Offer expires April 30th, 2024. See dealer for details.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome you back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and mentioned it earlier, but over 54,000 tickets sold as of this morning to the annual spring game, and you can still get those tickets. There's some great prices there, huskers.com/tickets. Well, recently I got a chance to chat with one of the now veteran wide receivers in that room, one of the guys that's actually been around and played a lot of football here, Alex Bullock. So I got a chance to chat with him, how spring is going, and overall how this wide receiver room is shaking out. Here with wide receiver Alex Bullock. Well, another spring for you. How's this one going this time around?
It's going well. Having the experience of playing a lot last season has really been able to help me prepare just what to get better on and focus on over the off season. So coming into spring ball, what I need to work on, specific things. So the spring's going well, yeah.
Just having that familiarity with this coaching staff, the offense, how does that help an offense in transition into this spring, year number 2 with these guys?
Yeah, having a whole year with this coaching staff already, it's been able to have guys play different positions. Like last year, learning an offense, it might be hard to stick players at different positions, but now that we have a whole year under our belt, we can put, this person here, this person there, this person there. And not only can we worry about, learning the offense, we can worry about, why we're doing this and what we're going to do on this coverage that the defense gives us. So those little things, going into year 2, we've been able to do that a lot more.
You're one of the veterans now in this room, and I know you guys brought in some older guys, but to be here at Nebraska, have been around and have gone through this. How has that been for you, kind of being one of those guys that is the experience now in the room?
Yeah, this is probably the first time we're in college where I've actually been one of the older guys and been one of the leaders. So just trying to get those young guys to meet the standard every day, get better, all that type of stuff. And it's been fun learning how to be a leader. Leading is one of the hardest things to do in sports and in life in general. And you only get better at it by experiencing it. So it's been good having that experience.
Great message. It seems like all the quarterbacks really like throwing the ball to, are comfortable throwing the ball to you. You made a lot of plays this spring. How important has that been for you? You already have the relationship with Heinrich, but for the 2 freshmen to be able to be a guy that they can rely on?
Yeah, college football is hard, so when you're coming in as a freshman, especially early enrollee, they're still supposed to be in high school, but by having receivers that are in spots where they're going to be, so that you can rely on them, that they're going to be there and I can throw it to them. Just being able to catch the ball, make plays so they can trust you, because if a quarterback can't trust a receiver, it's hard to play. There's not a lot of chemistry there. So.
How do you feel like those freshmen have handled everything and handled the offense?
They've done great. They've taken leaps every single day. The way that they control the offense and the way they've learned the offense at such a high level, it's been very impressive. Not a lot of freshmen can do that, come in right away and just pick up the playbook like that and get used to the speed of college football, and they've done such a great job at it.
You have a great relationship with Garrett McGuire. How is that relationship now going into this season with him and the conversations with him about the expectations for you and how he wants you to continue to grow?
Yeah, he's really challenged me, like I said, becoming a leader now that I'm one of the older guys in the room. He has confidence in me and wants me to take that next step and try to help this room go to the next level. And one of the ways that he wants me to do that is by being a leader.
How excited are you about this group? Seems like there's a lot of guys that you guys can rely on to throw the ball to.
Yeah, no, this group is let's just say I have high expectations for us this year. During practice, you're on one field, one of the receivers makes a play, you look over to the other field, and another receiver is making a play. So we try to challenge each other every day. Who can make the most plays and do all that. So it's fun.
Hearing a lot about your brother John and how he stepped into the leadership role with Nick and Luke gone. From your perspective, how has he handled his stepping into that leadership room for the defense?
Yeah, he's done a great job. Now that he's the leader in that room, being an old guy. I always give him a hard time being in his 6th year, but kind of like me, this is the first time he's really been in that leadership position, and it's cool to see the steps he's taken on the leadership side as well.
How has it been going against this defense this time around? It seems like I was talking with Ben Scott, and he said it was just so hard last year, but you kind of know a little bit. It's still a challenge, but how has it been facing them this time around?
Yeah, no, Coach White always has wrinkles that he throws in. It's always hard going against this defense. But yeah, second time around this spring, we know a little bit more what to expect. So we've been competing every day, and then, we give them their fair share, and they give us their fair share. So it's been good.
Just a few more opportunities now for this team to be on the field before you close this chapter. What does this offense need to accomplish here in these next couple weeks?
Just execution, something like little things that we can always pick up. But, the way we're competing, as long as we're competing, we can fix all the other things. I think our effort and competitiveness every day has been great. Just little things that we can tweak here and there. We just got to fix those.
As always, great stuff, Alex. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Great stuff there from Alex Bullock. I actually am going to be sitting down with his brother John Bullock, the linebacker, one of the guys that's been really stepped into the leadership role this spring for the Cornhusker Conversation in Saturday's pregame show. So both great stories there and have been big contributors this spring. All right, we're going to work in another break here on Sports Nightly. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Husker fans, it's baseball season, and your Nebraska baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single game tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets today and help the Huskers show everyone in the country why there is no place like Nebraska. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
As a fan, you wear your jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. There's a place for people like you. The Cox Fan Zone, Play NFL Pick'em and Collegiate Pick'em for a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card each week, or even a $500 Visa gift card grand prize.
Hey, Husker fans, this is Greg Sharpe. Say Fan Zone in your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Visit cox.com/fanzone. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Discover the future of luxury with a Cadillac Lyriq at Woodhouse Cadillac. Experience the thrill of instant torque and seamless acceleration, all with zero emissions. Lease a 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Sport all-wheel drive for $599 a month for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year. Shop all our Lyriq inventory in store or online today at Woodhouse Cadillac, where innovation meets elegance. With approved credit, stock number KK240022. $4,000 down payment plus first payment and $299 due at signing. Offer expires 4/30/24. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. I have to give a huge shout out to Bob in Wyoming. You might recall about a week or so ago, he called in. He's really hyped about the honey in Wyoming and was going to send us a care package. And it wasn't just honey that came in that. It was like a bunch of candy and all kinds of goodies. And so everybody here in the studio appreciates it. Cole took a bottle of honey. I took a bottle of honey. We'll try it. We'll test it out. And we'll let you know if it's actually the best honey in America. But I'm excited for it. Bob, thank you so much. We appreciate it. It was exciting opening up that box of goodies. Okay, so at the end of our conversation with DB, I was asking him about the categories for the Night at the Lead that the Huskers social media account has posted, and the nominees for the categories for Female Athlete of the Year, Female Freshman of the Year, and Male Freshman of the Year. And Cole and Camden were back there hooting and hollering, thinking they had some input on this. So I wanted to get their thoughts, and because they feel like they have something to add to this discussion. So Camden, you want to go first? Let's start with the Female Athlete of the Year.
Female Athlete of the Year. I think I'd go with Eleanor Dale. I think she really helped carry that soccer team into, obviously, the Elite Eight, which no one really expected them to do. And she set, obviously, the goal record and led the country in goals, so I think I'd go with Dale.
Cole?
To make it different, and I have a volleyball bias, and Beeson was on that list, correct?
Yes.
Merritt Beeson will be my... What Eleanor Dale did was incredible, but I got the volleyball bias, so I'll go with Merritt.
I mean, and they're up against two national champions that are going to be Olympians in Axelina and Rima. It's a great conversation, and it's a tough category, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because it's amazing when you put them all on. You see them on that one graphic, and you're like, wow, look at what those ladies did this season. So you really can't go wrong with any of those winners. Okay, so let's move to Male Freshman of the Year. Camden, who'd you go with?
Can you list those ones again? Do you have them pulled up?
Okay, how about we go with female, because I do know those off the top of my head. Female Freshman of the Year was Bergen Riley, Harper Murray, Berlin Schutz, and Natalie Potts.
I mean, that's a loaded class there. I mean, all of them have done a lot. I think I'd give Bergen the front runner, but I'd go Berlin Schutz as my runner-up as a Lincoln East alum. She's from Lincoln East, but she has a school record already in the mile, and has a bunch of other records already as well. So I think she's kind of an underdog in that category for sure, but she's done impressive things.
She's going to keep adding to her resume here. There's no doubt about it. She could probably be in the conversation coming up in years to come. Cole?
I got to go with Bergen. Her consistency as a freshman in such a key piece of that team, it's got to be Bergen.
Okay, let's get to another break, and we will wrap this up on the other side. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We're back to wrap up the show coming up after this.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Not All Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Not All Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Not All Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting major Macy Byers with Campus News. A surgical robot developed by UNL professor Shane Ferreter has received FDA approval, paving the way for greater access to advanced medical procedures in rural areas. The FDA approval followed a successful test of the robot aboard the International Space Station in February. The test involved months of preparation for UNL faculty and students working in close collaboration with NASA to launch and deliver the robot.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. the official foundation company of the Huskers.
Visit Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during Ram Truck Month and save on the entire lineup of trucks. Shop the rugged and confident 2024 Ram 1500 and enjoy best-in-class towing and an array of tech features designed for whatever journey comes your way. Right now, get up to $10,000 off MSRP on all in-stock 2024 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramies. Your trusted Ram dealer since 1991. This is Woodhouse. With approved credit. Tax time license extra. When financed through Chrysler Capital. $299 doc fee to assign. Offer expires 4/30/2024. See dealer for details.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final segment here of Sports Nightly tonight. We were talking about the Night at the Lead categories that the Husker social media network has posted, and we went through the female freshman athlete of the year and the overall female athlete of the year. So the other one that's out is the male freshman athlete of the year, and it's Garrett Kalin, Jalen Lloyd, track and field and football, Dash Sermon, track and field, Garrett Kalin's track and field as well, and then Antrell Taylor, wrestling, one of the All-Americans for Husker wrestling. So who you got, Camden?
I think I'd go Taylor from wrestling. Although Lloyd played 2 sports, I think that's impressive too, but just the season that Taylor had to be an All-American, I think is very impressive as his freshman too.
Cole?
I'm going to go with Jalen because he did have a great track, and also the fact that he had 3 touchdowns as a freshman, to put yourself in that opportunity to make those plays, very impressive to me.
And all over 50 yards, right?
Right. His average reception is 39.5 yards as a freshman. So,
yeah, he was really big once there were the injuries to a lot of those guys in that wide receiver room. He really was a big part of the offense in the latter half of the season, and then he contributed points in both the triple jump and the long jump at the Big Ten championships. And that's a tough one too. So there's a lots of good options there. All right, good stuff there. We are wrapping up, just a couple minutes left here on Sports Nightly. Did want to give a programming alert for tomorrow night's show. We got another big show coming up tomorrow. We'll have a practice report. It'll be the final media availability for Coach Roll, and the football. They'll have a few select players there as well, so we will break that down for you. But we're also going to have Troy Dannon is going to stop by. We're going to do a segment with the AD and catch up on all things with what's going on with him and how his first month or so has gone. Maybe a stadium update. We just announced a new hire that he announced, so we will chat about all that. Jeremiah Searles is going to be here, and not to bury the lead or save the best for last, but Cole's Joke of the Week will also make a return. Cole, you ready for that?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, you're not by the mic. Sorry. You should always be on standby by the mic.
My bad. I'm ready for my Joke of the Week. It hasn't been decided yet, but I have a student with me tomorrow to help me finalize it. We'll be good.
Okay. You're mad. DB hung up on you without saying bye.
I'll see him Saturday.
He walked by the studio the other day and didn't wave at you.
I'll have a word with him.
You're going to let him know?
We'll get it cleared up.
Colio. And he calls this the producer's paradise. So it'll be fun. So, again, we'll be on the call starting at 9 a.m. on Sunday, or Saturday. Saturday, not Sunday. And, tickets as well. Mentioned this a few times at over 54,000, so huskers.com/tickets. Okay, what a fun show. Chatted with Taylor Edwards, one of the best to ever wear the Husker softball uniform, going to be honored this weekend. Listen to that full conversation out now. DB stopping by, President Kabourek. So what a fun show. We got another one lined up for you tomorrow night right here. Full 2 hours with have the 80. Troy Dannon will have Jeremiah Searles, and a practice report coming up for you tomorrow. Thanks to Camden. Thanks to Cole for helping me out here tonight. And we will see you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly. Have a great one.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works